Hey YouTube world, and hey to my Neville Nation and my Law of Assumption Journey members. It's me, Neville Girl, coming to you with another episode. And I decided today, oh, and by the way, this channel, we make our dreams come true. I have claimed it for me and I've experienced it, and so I'm claiming it for you. Okay, so with that out of the way, and the fact that this channel is about my experiments, my obsessions, what I am currently just who I'm getting fed from, just all my ponderments. I will share everything with you, my results with you, and what's not working. I will hold nothing back. So there you go. So tonight is a bonus video. It turned into a series, I suppose, this Commanding Your Morning. And because there's so much to say, and I wanted to make my content shorter and smaller bites and chunks, you can go back. So I'm going to recap why I'm doing this bonus video. Is about kicking it up. We're going to turn it up a notch. Now, if you watched my first video, you know and understand that when I am showing you how to command your morning with backbone, some audacity, it's unhinged, okay? And it's unhinged, and I love that vibration because it's all about living in the end. The feeling, like Neville would say, a feeling is a secret. I know some people don't agree with that on in the Law of Assumption, Law of Attraction community, but going with that because I do love that. So with that said, kicking it up a notch, because I'm going to show you with experiments, okay, how to kick it up a notch. So my last video, part 3, was the things to add. So once you've laid down, we'll do a minor recap. Once you've laid down the quadrants that you want to do your IMs on, and you can do anything, it's unlimited. I have an amazing one to share with you tonight because I will be adding my personal ones, pinning them with a Google Doc. But in the meantime, think of the 4 quadrants. Like think of quadrant 1, relationship. Create an IM for that. Health and wellness, one for vocation, one for time, money, freedom. Just whatever makes you feel good. And so I've given you suggestions over the last 3 videos, but here's where we kick it up a notch, because you know your girl, she goes in. She goes in big. I go big, or I stay home. And so I've expressed, like, I am a huge believer in the fact that you do not need to do a ton of processes to get results, but find what works for you, lock and key with Law of Assumption. And I feel like this is a great process of just what you claim over yourself. So for me, when I'm commuting to my office in the morning, I have 35, 40 minutes, depending on traffic. And this is what I'm fiercely claiming over my day, over my world. I'm bossing the 3D around because, like, it's just the 3D. It's kind of a lie, and I'm going to do a video on that. So I just don't believe it. It's based on old assumptions. So here we go, kicking it up a notch. And I'm going to start this off by sharing this I am, a version of I am that I heard on the Lewis Howell channel the other day, and I thought it was brilliant. Because my IMs are all over the place, and I'm going to share some pretty crazy ones because that's me. I don't go for just like the last video I did, I said, you know, like, hey, check into mocha lattes, add that in there, see what happens within a couple weeks or a month. Or Starbucks for that matter. Or for me, I love throwing in a Chipotle. I had shared about my bank accounts that will I say, hey, my bank accounts are bursting full with tons of money. And then I would say from known and unknown places, gift cards. That was another inspiration from the spring. Was my birthday time. I did get gift cards, but they weren't for my birthday. It just happened that way. So kicking it up a notch is something cool, and we're going to get into it because, like I said, I went hard, and I'm going to show you like once, and again, like you can also add like chocolate chip cookies. Like these are things that could happen. Like Chipotle could happen. My SP sends me, Uber Eats me Chipotle now and then. But it's amazing to see where these things do come from it's unexpected. You just never know. So just throw it into the pot of I am and what you're enjoying and claiming over your day. So we'll get to my kicking up the notch in a moment, because this all ties in. So back to Lewis Howell. I need to learn how to pin videos. I would love to pin this one, because he was saying that he went to a trip to New York City, and he was asked the question, can you manifest being a millionaire or millions? And he said, yeah, I do believe that. And he gave a story. He went to New York City, and he had decided during that time to use this statement. He was playing with it, kind of like your Never Girl. He was saying, money comes to me abundantly and freely, and I see it everywhere. And he just chose to do that for the weekend. Well, the end result was just not a whole lot from the outside looking in, right? But along the way, and I will do this too, sometimes you see like change in the parking lot or whatever have you. That's the flow. Let me tell you, my friends, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. And I saw a video from The Power of I Am that said, your SP is no important than my latte. It's true. They're all manifestations. We are manifesting 24/7. So you're either manifesting what you want, or you're manifesting what you don't want. And you'll be like, I don't get what I want. I know. It's because you're focusing on what you don't want. And your focus is your currency with the universe. Universe doesn't hear I don't want. It just hears the final words. It's the focus on. So I don't want debt or debt. I don't want frustration or frustration. I don't want whatever it might be, gnarly coworkers. I'm just coming up with stuff. So we are always manifesting. So it is in our best interest to just focus on what we want, know what we want, focus on what we want. So back to the money comes to me abundantly and freely. So he saw at some point just a penny or something falling from a box. Some guy's carrying a box, saw a penny falling, and guess what? He decided, you know what? It's just a penny. He almost disregarded it. And then he went and picked it up. Then he said later on, he went to go to his hotel room and was just lying there, relaxing, whatever have you. And it occurred to him, he's like, you know what? I should just take a look at it. Because again, it's the flow. Like anything, it's just like asking yourself, when people say, oh, my paycheck isn't enough, or that tip wasn't enough, or something isn't enough. If flow is the flow, be grateful for the flow, and the flow will grow. So he looked at this penny and he discovered it was a wheat penny. And then that wheat penny, when he finally looked it up in the year or whatever have you, it was worth $4,000. Yeah. So it did match. Money comes to me abundantly and freely, and I see it everywhere. So you add it to the I am, say, I love, or I enjoy, but I love money, the fact that money comes to me abundantly and freely. That's how you add it in there. So as soon as we can go live, I will be helping coach you guys with that, because there's just little things. I'm really good at this. And I love my power of I ams. We are telling basically the 3D off, okay? So, because 3D is a liar, it's just old energy, as Neville would say. It's old energy, it's old shadows just moving its way out. Don't believe the 3D. You just stake your claim in it. So, kicking it up a notch. So this is what Neville Girl did. And I did mention a little part of this in part 1. Highly encourage you to go back and watch that, because the unhinged, where I really talk about how to get unhinged, in that is really, I think, very valuable. But so unhinged. So I not only went for chocolate chip cookies or muffins or Chipotle. I mean, yeah, they're thrown in there, but I threw things that were impossible. Current state of events could not possibly happen based on facts in the 3D now, because yes, I've learned my power as a manifester, and I've learned, and I'm a little spoiled, I'm not gonna lie, that I can manifest anything that I want, especially anything I focus in on, anything I'm feeling good about, and I'm not contradicting myself. I'm all in, all in. This is an all in deal, guys. So if you're wondering where your stuff is, stop asking that question, because the minute you ask that question, you land yourself on the quantum physics timeline on the version of you who it doesn't have their stuff and is asking where their stuff is. So choose to be the person who has the stuff. So here we go. So one version of like, and pick something. If you're bold enough, go for it. Pick something audacious. Really, it's nothing is too big if you, especially if you can align with, if you can picture it, if you've had an experience with it before. So I did. So previously I had a product that I enjoyed locally. Then it became kind of expensive, just things have been going up, right? And then I decided to research and found something online. Last year, like last July, I found this product, we'll call it a supplement, so to speak. It was an amazing price online. Oh my gosh, bought it at an amazing discount, enjoyed it so much. And then I really stocked up. Yeah. So then by the time I went to reorder, like, oops, in your state, we're no longer doing this due to some regulations. So, okay. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll just continue doing my thing locally, no big deal. But I just realized, why am I accepting this from the 3D? Really, why? I realized I'm a master manifester. Why would I accept this? So one day, and this is kind of in my video 1, and then I have another story, but one day I was just like, no. I hadn't had a coupon or anything, so one day I was like, now, I have this now. I want this, and I have it now. Crazy. Within a couple hours, I had this 20% coupon that showed up. Hadn't heard from this company since July, and we're talking like March, okay? So fast forward to March. Then the pricing still, they were having a special sale, was still the pricing of last July, because that's what I had in my mind. Like, this is what I want. So basically my product half off. And so I found it, I claimed it, I wanted it now, and there it was appearing in my reality. So impossible. And then I had it shipped to a different location related to SP, which was a friendlier state for all of that, and with less regulations, less taxes. Oh my gosh, problem solved. And I have to say, I did do the thank you part. Thank you for showing me that this issue with such and such product is already solved. But also, I claim I want this now. I hadn't had a coupon. I hadn't had anything. But the minute I decided, I was set. I kicked it up a notch. I was like, I get what I want. So why am I allowing this one category? My friends, when you realize, you start to identify where you're settling for that one category, don't do it. Do what I do. If you feel encouraged, just kick it up a notch and see what happens. There was no harm, but guess what I found out? All in, I was like, I'm not accepting this. There it was. Yes, my friends, there it was. So the other one, and this topic might make you crack up, but again, it's all about what personally affects our personal journey. So again, another product that I could not find in my region, in my area, maybe even my state. I don't know. So when I tell you what it is, laugh if you want, but this is the deal. I did not take it as a no. So here's the deal. I am allergic to chicken. And I'm okay with saying that. I don't need to have chicken. I know everybody loves chicken, but I love turkey. So on holidays, I look for turkeys. Last year, I looked after the holidays in the spring, and I found an amazing deal with a Greek importer, and I had all these turkeys stuffed in my freezer. And lo and behold, I ended up finding they sell the Greek food, and I went to Greece right after that. Amazing, just chain of events. But in the meantime, like, the holidays were coming up again. I love Thanksgiving, and I was looking forward to some turkey, and I was busy for the holidays, and I didn't see one. I was like, okay, that's a little weird, but I love my turkey. So then fast forward to the spring. Okay, so now it is Easter, and I was thinking, surely they'll have turkeys around. No, couldn't find one. Called all these different stores. Oh, this year we decided not to do that. So I was talking to SB. I was like, hey, it's the weirdest thing. I mean, I know that sometimes a year are more popular, but again, I was like, I just don't understand why I cannot get a turkey because I'm not accepting that. He's like, oh, that's so strange. He spends more time in the South. As many of you know who are following me, we are moving, or I am moving to the South, back to Tennessee. And so anyway, he's like, hey, well, you know what? Like, they're still around. I will grab you one. I'll actually put it in my suitcase because he's a pretty large guy. So he threw it in his ginormous suitcase. And before you knew it, I had a turkey sitting there after I had called, you know, you name it, like whether Walmart, Target, whether it was Kroger's, whether it was like, it doesn't matter what store it was. I called around everyone and they just said, yeah, we just decided not to order turkeys this year. So once you've gotten used to your, you know, your mocha lattes, your chipotles, your gift cards, whatever, kick it up a notch and see what happens. Because again, you just might be surprised. And for me, a Neville girl, I'm all in. I just have learned as soon as I catch myself accepting something from the 3D, I ask myself, why? Why am I settling for this? I love turkey. You know, I mean, I like ham too, but I'd had plenty of it. I wanted turkey and I've gotten spoiled with working with law of assumption. So I'm just saying, never take no and go big. You just don't know how it might happen. I never imagined someone flying it in. And yes, I know I could have gone online and I could have like ordered something from a company, but that was like me efforting and trying too hard. I just assumed that it would just happen. I just assumed. I didn't know the current circumstances. And then when I found out the current circumstances, I was like, no, 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 no. Let's see what happens when I start claiming this in. So that is enough about that. I hope this was an encouraging story, even though the topic of turkeys may be funny, but it's whatever makes us happy, right? And that makes my journey happy. Just these things, it's customized to us. It's just what makes us happy. So I don't know where you are in the world today. I hope you enjoyed that story. It might be funny to you. But I am holding a space and claiming and assuming that your dreams have all come true. And until the next time, create something wonderful, create something magical. Bye.